Hello, my name is Craig Michael Patrick, and what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be measuring these 6 lids. We're going to be measuring the diameter of the lid, the diameter being going straight across the middle of the lid, and the circumference. We're also going to measure that, which is the number of centimeters around the edges of the lid. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to try to understand or better understand if there's a relationship between these two numbers by plugging them into a graph and creating a slope to show that relationship. So to do this, we're going to be using the lids here. We're also going to be using the centimeter side of this ruling tape. And we're going to be using my trusty handy dandy Mac with Excel and Google Docs. So here we go. What I have done is I've already plugged in some numbers on some of my lids here. I left the black lid to do in front of camera simply because it's a little easier to measure. These Pyrexes have a molded edge, which makes it a little more difficult to measure, so I pre-recorded all of those. I had to use my knee to kind of help, and I would need 2 extra arms to try to measure one of those along the route. So a little easier to do that. So we're going to measure, first off, the diameter. I'm going to wedge this in here real quick. This is more than likely the most entertaining part of the show. Let's see. We're going to measure the circumference first. Sorry if I accidentally called that the diameter before. And the circumference measures out to be 29. Just to measure right, okay. 29 point. We'll say 4. It looks pretty daggone close to 4. So 29.4 centimeters circumference. So we're going to plug that one in first. 29.4 cm. And I like my stuff nice and centered. And now we're going to measure the diameter of the black lid straight across. This should be a little easier. Little dot right there in the center. And it looks to be, let's see, I'm just barely over the edge on the left here. So I'm going to call this 9.1. So we'll go 9.1 centimeters. Center that up nicely there. So all that data is saved. Now we're going to take these numbers and we're going to plug them into an Excel sheet, 9.1 and 29.4. I've already plugged in all my other numbers here. So 9.1. And what time was the other one? 29.4. 29.4. And again, these are all centimeters. And again, the x on our plot will act as the dependent variable. The y is the independent variable. The y will be our dependent variable. It is also the circumference, all measured in centimeters. So now I'm going to highlight all this stuff. And it would be great if I had like a handy cam or something I can mount on my head. And we'll go to And the charts, scatter, and here is our relationship. Add our trend line, more trend line options, display equation on chart, and we want that to be linear. So there we go. Okay, so that this graph helps us to better understand, and I'll plug in all the correct nomenclature for the X and the Y axis on the chart. But this graph determines the relationship, again, between the two variables, the circumference, our dependent variable, which is the Y on the chart, and the diameter, which is our independent variable, which is the X. And that should do it. Thank you so much.